Welcome everyone to another episode of the Lorepod podcast, more specifically though from our Fallout fans, Nuka Recap. That's right, this is episode 6 of Nuka Recap here today. Now, episode 6 of Fallout Season 2, of course. Well, hold on here, before we dive any forward. By the way, Nuka Recap, in case you're new to this, hopefully you've seen the season, because otherwise what the fuck are you doing? But Askins, here's the thing. We cover the new lore, old lore, and as well Easter eggs throughout all the Fallout episode that you may have missed. And I cover it all here for you, so you don't have to watch 10 TikToks or like a 50-minute long video. You get to listen to it in podcast. It's a fun little segment. Been enjoying this. I'm going to be kind of sad when Nuka Recap ends for the season. And I'll have to figure out something else to do recaps for you guys. But be sure to subscribe to the podcast for more than Nuka Recap, but the regular lore pod, where I cover all the lore from movies, TV shows, video games, and more from all over pop culture. Mostly nerdom, though, let's be honest. Alrighty, diving into it here, I got my list of Fallout episode 6 here. So we're going to go, in, of course, as usual, in chronological order from when things did happen in the episode. Of course, I have to fully admit, episode 6 didn't have that much. It had one big-ass thing. Other than that, not much. It was more on the, I would not say filler, but it gave us a lot of storytelling that needed to be told real fast. Like, yeah, I appreciate that. Diving into it, though, we're going back in when we're seeing Cooper Howard's wife is actually in charge of Vault-Tec now, like more ahead than Bud Askins. And apparently that Vault-Tec knew about the water chips having a 30% failure rate, and that they can actually choose which ones were going to fail first. Ain't that a bitch? We know which ones those are. Of course, we have our quote-unquote Mr. House in there talking about House's brain control device at the moment, which was very interesting. And you could tell something was off about it. It looked like the newer ones, but there's something weird where House had that one in the case, right, for Robco, but it didn't really work. And then Hank had to start small and start with all this other shit. So what happened with that? I don't know. I also put in a note here. House is always trying to get shit. He wanted to get the cold fusion to help out because he had reactor issues going on with him. And we heard about that in the Fallout New Vegas game. And in the game, he was going after the platinum chip. This old-ass bastard was then going after cold fusion at the same time as well. The yellow dress that we do see Lucy have in the vault, by the way, is interesting because a fan pointed it out online, and you see a lot of women in New Vegas wearing that same yellow dress. Well, in the New Vegas Strip. We do run into some Caesar's Legion guys in there, and one, of course, later on as well, which kind of made me cry a little bit. But it turned, the uniforms are just straight out of the game at this point, and it's insane to still see it every time. Makes me wonder how many of Caesar's Legion guys are out there still. Like, what's going on with that? I still have hope that we're going to still see more of the NCR later on. I'm really hoping. When we see a whole office filled with brain-controlled chips implanted in the people there. We did find out some of them are murderers, cannibals, and shit like that as well. It helped alleviate the fear, but I really, really hope we don't find out one of our favorite characters is actually one of those brain-controlled people there. And it did turn out that one of the characters I kind of enjoyed. You know, it makes me sad to see him go because I'm just an NCR groupie, but besides the point. Now, in the background, you see Thaddeus and Maximus in there, and they are running away from the battle there, which who the fuck knows what's going to happen at the end of that battle, too. I wonder what's going to happen with it. Maybe the Brotherhood got too big, and now this is going to help, knock down the fucking Brotherhood. Maybe the East Coast chapter from the Commonwealth is going to come down from Fallout 4. We're going to find out. We do see that, so they said that there's trackers in the suits, which is pretty dope as always to hear about, because it makes sense. Now, Thaddeus did mention he was born in the Boneyard, and that's in Fallout Season 1. The Boneyard is ruined LA before the NCR. Now, correction, of course, it's ruined LA that wasn't taken over yet by NCR. Now, with the ghoul impaled there on the street post, I love how the people Freeside are walking around like it's another fucking day. It is by far the busiest we've seen Freeside, though, which I guess it's because everyone on the strip had to move to Freeside. Oh, dear God. We could have cut to him being, of course, taken away, and him trying to remember and going feral, which is kind of neat. We do, as soon as we see him taken away and you see bags dripping of meat, every Fallout fan knows super mutant. And later on, we do see a fever dream, and even though it's a fever dream and the music's playing, it's still pretty cool because we get to hear the Uranium Fever song, and I was like, Uranium Fever. Hopefully that doesn't get me fucking copyrighted like these videos usually do. God damn, how many of y'all just got up and were cheering? Because I was like, yeah, man, you're in favor. Now, the super mutant layer who we do see, and I do have to say, it is Ron Perlman's voice who's voicing him. And in case you didn't know, Ron Perlman is the guy who does War. War never changes. He does all the fucking intro ones. I think except for 4. Yeah, he wasn't in 4, but he was in 76 a bunch because 4 was the John Fallout character. He was the one doing the narration in that beginning there, and then it turned out Perman did the intro and also the exit videos as well. That's his voice. Apparently, he talked about how he got paid $45 or $40 and a sandwich for the first Fallout, like in the 90s. That's insane. But the meat bags, meat things hanging everywhere and shit too, and the super mutant showing us his face, which looks straight out of the fucking game. We didn't see too much, but I'm gonna guess that this is Marcus from Fallout 2. Or no, Fallout 1. I think it was 1 or 2 Marcus was in. And, you know, he was seen him throughout the games. He was in New Vegas as well, because he was down there dealing with Tabitha on Black Mountain. But there is also the whole lodge full of mutants and also Nightkin as well. And when he said that I can't show you where we live, I figured that's where he was taking them to, was the lodge. I wonder if that's going to be still around here. I mean, I'd be curious. I'd be very curious. He didn't mention, though, how, like, the near extinction part of them. So I'm taking a wild guess because we see feral ghouls in, like, Deep LA sort of thing. We don't see too many in other places and shit, right? We see that the Brotherhood's kind of knocking them out there. But they do conquer or not conquer, Jesus. They do actually go through the fact of, like, hey, there's not many of us super mutants left. And we know they can't reproduce. So it's like, eventually they're going to be hunted down. But, like, if you go and hunt them, but not all of them are bad, right? You had a few of his companions in all the games. The Nightkin were usually pretty good as well. Like Grandma Nightkin, like there's a lot of good ones out there. But with the Enclave, and he talked about it, a war is coming. So I'm wondering if season 3, you know, we set up with the Enclave. I'd be curious if Fallout 4 gave an update too with the Enclave on the Commodore. So I'm wondering. You know, there's plenty of states we haven't been to and shit as well, and there's stuff everywhere. So who the fuck knows, man? The old man scientist from season 1 did appear. I think there's a plushie from YouTube's right now of his head. I might actually get this fucking funny. I might actually get that. But he's from pre-war ? So that makes him, and then that one resistance leader from the Phoenix, whatever that name is, Fire Dragon, from season 1, the rebel leader, they made it past pre-war. How many people were we can't have too many more people that are from pre-war in here anymore. Enclave kind of makes sense because if he's a scientist working with them, they put him on ice, and then they all unfroze themselves, and then they unfreeze scientists at later times and shit like that. That kind of makes sense for the Enclave. Now, the NCR surviving Ranger guy, who we saw was part of like 3 or 4 people, we see him and a Caesar's Legion giant Caesar Legion guy get in a fucking battle there, and because, you know, they hate each other, and I was like, this is cool, and I like the poetry with it, but this was done on fucking purpose. You knew Hank did this on purpose. Like, he's like, let me take 2 opposing, I can't have 2 random civilians, because otherwise they're just gonna beg for help. Let me take 2 people who hate each other, that have been fighting for like 25 fucking years. And I'm like, you bastard. And our NCR guy, the one who was talking to the bird, man, he just got, his brain got fucking, he got microchipped. And like, they're like, oh, we're fine now. And I'm like, I kind of felt a little sad. I was like, does this mean, is there any NCR Rangers left? Because there was only 3 of them, and I'm like, guys, what are we doing here? Now, Endly, though, we're going to end this here, and it's going to be how the vault, in the end credits there, and dogs barking in the back, the end credits there is actually, you know, we usually get some little fun Easter eggs or fun hints towards the next episode. We just see the Vault Tech offices, but Bud Askins has everything in there. Like, he has all the toys, the kitten stuff, the guns, Grognak, like all the collector nerd shit that all of us would have in our office. And some of the stuff is from 76 as well, so that was kind of neat to see. All right, everybody, add a little bit of light, though, in the Easter eggs here today, but be sure to subscribe on the podcast for more Nuka Recap. We got 2 more new episodes coming up here. But again, you can listen to this shit whenever you watch, or maybe you find us on YouTube as well, or on YouTube, Dakota Morgan. You can catch me on there for all my gaming, other podcasting, Dino Times, all the shit like that. And my social media, Twitch, and all that's going to be in the description box down below as well. Thanks, everybody, as always, and remember, stay creative.